Be me. 29, freelance journalist. Write about gender issues and dating culture. Live in Brooklyn. Work from coffee shops. Attend protests on weekends. Build entire career on calling out toxic masculinity and male behavior patterns in modern relationships. Social media following of 50K people who love my hot takes about why dating is broken. Write viral threads about emotional unavailability, about weaponized incompetence, about why women should have higher standards. My whole brand is being the woman who doesn't take shit from men, not afraid to call them out publicly, get invited to podcasts, quoted in articles, asked to speak at women's conferences, about maintaining boundaries, about not settling, feel powerful in this role, like I'm helping women avoid mistakes, protecting them from getting hurt like I did. Because yeah, I've been hurt before, multiple times, by men who seemed nice at first, then showed their true colors eventually. Dad left when I was 7, came back when I was 12, tried to play father, then disappeared again when I was 16. First serious boyfriend in college cheated on me with my roommate. Gaslit me for months about it before I found the texts. Second boyfriend seemed perfect for a year, then slowly became controlling, checking my phone, questioning where I went, making me feel crazy for having boundaries. Third boyfriend was emotionally unavailable, breadcrumbed me for 2 years, kept me hoping while never committing to anything real. After that, I decided I was done. Done being the woman who gets hurt. Done being naive. Done giving men chances they don't deserve. Built walls so high that nothing could get through. Developed radar so sensitive I could spot red flags from miles away. Every man who approached me got subjected to immediate analysis, scanning for signs of narcissism, avoidance, toxicity, manipulation. First date conversations became interviews where I was looking for reasons to disqualify them, rather than reasons to continue. My friends started calling me too picky, too harsh, too quick to judge, said I was sabotaging my own chances at happiness. But I called it having standards, protecting my peace, refusing to settle for less than I deserved after everything I'd been through. Then I met Nathan at a friend's birthday party in Manhattan. Totally unexpected. Wasn't even planning to talk to men that night. He was 32, worked as physical therapist, wore simple button-down and jeans. Had kind eyes, easy smile that seemed genuine. We ended up talking for 3 hours straight about everything from healthcare policy to favorite childhood movies. He asked good questions, actually listened to my answers instead of waiting for his turn to talk. Made me laugh without trying too hard. When he asked for my number at the end of the night, I gave it to him, but immediately started looking for the catch. Nobody's that nice, that genuine, that interested without wanting something, without having some angle they're working. Red flag number 1. He texted the next day like he said he would, asking if I wanted to get coffee that weekend. Too eager, right? Guys who are actually confident wait at least 3 days. Play it cool. Don't seem desperate for attention. Red flag number 2. He suggested a coffee shop near my neighborhood instead of making me travel to him, probably trying to seem considerate to manipulate me into thinking he's different. Red flag number 3. When I showed up 10 minutes late testing him, he was already there reading a book. Smiled when he saw me. No annoyed text about me being late. No passive-aggressive comment. Just genuine happiness that I came. The whole coffee date, I was looking for cracks in his facade, waiting for him to say something dismissive or interrupt me. But he didn't. He kept being attentive and respectful and interested, which somehow made me more suspicious instead of less. Told my best friend Sarah about him later. She got excited until I started listing all the reasons he was probably hiding something. He's too nice, too available, too interested. Men like that always have secrets they're covering up with good behavior. Sarah, who's been married for 5 years to a great guy, just sighed. Maybe he's just a good person who likes you. That's what they all seem like at first. I told her. Then 6 months and they stop pretending and you see who they really are. Went on second date with Nathan anyway. Dinner at small Italian place in West Village. He asked about my work. Actually seemed interested in my articles about feminism and gender dynamics. Didn't get defensive. Told him about peace. I was writing about how men use niceness as manipulation tactic. Expected him to get uncomfortable or change subject, or start defending men in general like guys usually do. Instead, he said, "That's interesting. I've seen that pattern too. Guys who perform kindness, but it's all transactional underneath." Wait, what? A man who actually understands this concept doesn't immediately jump to not all men defensiveness? Red flag number 4. He's agreeing with feminist analysis, probably trying to seem enlightened to get in my good graces. My guard went up even higher. Started looking for inconsistencies between what he was saying and what he actually believed. Third date, we went to a bookstore. Spent 2 hours just walking around talking about books we loved growing up. He picked up romance novel. Said he actually enjoyed them sometimes. Wasn't embarrassed about it or trying to prove anything. Mentioned his sister got him into them. Talked about her with obvious affection. Said she was his best friend growing up. Red flag number 5. Men who are close to their sisters are either genuinely healthy or learn to manipulate women from observing them. Fourth date, he cooked dinner at his apartment, which was clean but lived in. Had plants that were actually alive and thriving. Photos on wall of him with friends, with family, at marathon finish line. Volunteering at food bank with his sister. Bathroom had hand soap and real towels. Kitchen had actual food and working appliances. Wasn't a bachelor pad disaster zone. Red flag number 6. Apartment is too put together. He obviously cleaned specifically for me. Probably doesn't actually live like this. After dinner, we watched movie on his couch. He didn't try to make a move. Just sat next to me respectfully the whole time. When I left, he walked me to my Uber, gave me a hug. Said he had great time and hoped we could do it again soon. Red flag number 7. Didn't try to kiss me or escalate physically, which means he's either not attracted or playing some long game. Texted Sarah that night. Something is definitely off about this guy. Nobody is this respectful and patient without an ulterior motive. She called me immediately, frustrated. Have you considered that maybe he's just a decent human who actually likes you? That's not how men operate. I told her, they're all performing in the beginning, trying to lock you down before showing their true selves. Maybe you're looking for problems that aren't there. She said gently, maybe your anger is protecting you from actually being happy. That hit different, made me defensive. Told her she didn't understand because she hadn't been through what I'd been through with men. But that night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about what she said. About whether I was protecting myself or just punishing Nathan for other men's crimes. 2 months of dating Nathan. He stayed consistently kind, attentive, respectful, interested, never once slipping up or showing different side. Started to make me anxious because I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. For him to finally reveal what he was really after. One night after dinner at his place, I decided to test him, see if I could crack through whatever act he was putting on. Started an argument out of nowhere about something small. The way he'd phrase something about women in workplace. Pushed and pushed. Tried to make him defensive. Tried to make him show his ass. Show me the real him underneath all this niceness. He just listened. Stayed calm. Asked me to explain what I meant. Never raised his voice or got aggressive or tried to shut me down. Finally said, "It sounds like you're angry about something deeper than what I said. Do you want to talk about what's really bothering you?" That made me even more angry because he was right. And I hated that he could see through me like that. Snapped at him. See, this is what men do. They psychoanalyze women instead of just taking responsibility for what they said. He was quiet for a moment. Then said, "You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed I knew what you were feeling." Wait, what? He actually apologized? Didn't get defensive or turn around on me. Didn't call me crazy or too sensitive. Red flag number 8. Apologizes too easily. Probably conflict avoidant. Will agree to anything to keep peace, then resent me later. Went home that night feeling confused and frustrated and scared. because none of my frameworks for understanding men applied to him. Started writing article about men who use false humility and excessive agreeableness as manipulation tactics. Halfway through, realized I was describing Nathan, and nothing in article actually matched his behavior when I was being honest. Deleted it. Stared at blank screen for an hour, wondering what the fuck was wrong with me that I couldn't just let myself be happy. 3 months in, Nathan asked if I wanted to meet his family at his sister's birthday dinner in New Jersey. Immediately panicked, because meeting families means things are serious, and serious means I could get hurt. And hurt means I was stupid for trusting. Told him I wasn't sure I was ready for that. Expected him to get upset or pressure me or make me feel guilty. Instead, he said no problem, no pressure at all. Just wanted to extend invitation. We can do it whenever you're comfortable. Red flag number 9. Too understanding about boundaries. Probably hiding his real feelings. We'll bring this up and fight later. But also felt relieved and confused. Because what kind of man just accepts your boundary without any pushback whatsoever? Week later, decided to go to birthday dinner anyway. Told myself it was just dinner. Didn't mean anything serious. His family was warm and welcoming. Didn't interrogate me or make me feel judged. Just included me in conversations naturally. His sister hugged me when I arrived like we'd known each other for years. Said Nathan had told her so much about me. His parents were kind and funny. Asked about my work with genuine interest. Didn't make weird comments about when we'd get married. Watched Nathan interact with his family. Saw how he joked with his dad. Helped his mom in kitchen. Listened to his sister's stories. Saw the way his niece climbed all over him. And he just laughed and played with her. Completely comfortable and natural with kids. Something in my chest cracked, watching him be so genuine and relaxed. So loved by these people who'd known him his whole life. This wasn't an act. Wasn't a performance. This was just who he was. Consistently. With everyone. Not just with me to get something. Drove back to Brooklyn that night in his car. Was quiet the whole ride. Processing what I'd seen. What it meant. What I was feeling. He asked if I was okay. I said I was just tired. Didn't know how to explain that I was terrified of how much I was starting to care. 4 months in, we were spending most nights together. Had toothbrushes at each other's apartments. Had inside jokes and routines. My friend said we seemed happy together. Asked when I was going to stop waiting for him to disappoint me and just enjoy it. But I couldn't stop. Couldn't turn off the part of my brain that was constantly scanning for danger. For signs. For red flags. Started picking fights more often. Testing his patience. Seeing how much I could push before he'd crack and show me who he really was. After one particularly bad fight that I started over nothing, he sat down on couch. What are you so afraid of? Told him I wasn't afraid of anything. I just wasn't going to be naive and ignore warning signs like I had with every other man. What warning signs? He asked quietly. What have I done that makes you think I'm going to hurt you? Listed everything. Too nice, too available, too patient. Too understanding, too good to be true. Nobody's actually like this. He listened a whole list. Didn't interrupt. Didn't get defensive. Just let me say everything I needed to say. When I was done, he said, I'm not your dad who left. I'm not your ex who cheated. I'm not the guy who was emotionally unavailable. Pause. I'm just Nathan, and I'm here because I care about you. And I'm not going anywhere unless you tell me to. Started crying. Actual tears streaming down my face. Because nobody had ever said anything like that to me before. All my anger and fear and defensiveness just broke open, and I was sobbing on his couch about everything I'd been carrying. He just held me. Didn't try to fix it or minimize it. Didn't tell me I was being dramatic. Just let me feel everything I needed to feel. Told him everything between sobs. About my dad. About the cheating. About the controlling ex. About feeling broken and unlovable. About building walls so high to protect myself that I'd forgotten what it felt like to let someone in. About being so angry at men for so long that I didn't know how to not be angry anymore. Even when I met someone worth trusting. He just kept holding me. running his hand through my hair, saying, "I'm here. I'm not leaving. You're safe with me." When I finally stopped crying, felt exhausted and raw, exposed in a way I hadn't felt since I was a teenager. Looked up at him and said, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for testing you and pushing you and waiting for you to fail." He wiped my tears and said, "You were protecting yourself. I get it. You had every reason to be careful after what you've been through." Pause. But I'm not them. And I'm willing to prove that to you for as long as it takes for you to believe it. Something shifted in that moment. Like a door I'd welded shut, suddenly creaking open, letting light in for first time in years. Realized my anger wasn't protecting me anymore. It was just keeping me alone, keeping me from experiencing actual love from someone real. Started going to therapy next week. Told my therapist about Nathan, about my pattern of sabotaging relationships before they could hurt me. She said, "You've been operating from trauma response for so long that healthy feels dangerous and dangerous feels familiar." Pause. Nathan feels scary because he's actually safe. And you're not used to safe. You're used to chaos and disappointment and abandonment. That hit me like truck because it was so completely true I couldn't deny it. Started doing the work in therapy, unpacking all the ways my past relationships had shaped my expectations and behaviors. Started recognizing when I was picking fights to create distance, when I was looking for problems that didn't exist. Started catching myself before I'd spiral into suspicion and anger. Started asking, is this about Nathan or is this about my fear? Nathan was patient through all of it. Didn't complain when I had bad days. Didn't get frustrated when I regressed into old patterns. Just kept showing up, kept being consistent, kept proving through his actions that he meant what he said about not leaving. 6 months in, we were at his apartment watching TV. During commercial, I just said, "I love you," without thinking about it. He turned to me with this huge smile. "I love you too. I wanted to say it for weeks, but didn't want to pressure you." Red flag number, wait. No, that's not red flag. That's just man who loves me and respects my timeline. Caught myself falling into old pattern and just laughed. Told him what I was thinking, how I almost made his love a red flag. He laughed too and said, "Your red flag detector is so sensitive it picks up green flags now." We both cracked up. And it felt so good to laugh about it instead of letting it become a serious thing. Started noticing how much happier I was when I wasn't constantly looking for problems. Why just let myself enjoy being with him. My writing even changed. Started writing less about toxic masculinity, more about healthy relationships and healing from past trauma. Lost some followers who thought I'd gone soft. Thought I betrayed feminism by suggesting not all men are terrible. But gained new followers who were also trying to figure out how to trust again after being hurt. How to let good people in. My friend said I seemed lighter, less angry all the time, more at peace with myself and my life. Sarah just smiled and said, "I told you so," when I admitted she was right about Nathan. 1 year in, we moved in together. Got apartment in Park Slope with good light. Room for both our stuff. First night in our new place, we were sitting on floor eating pizza because we hadn't unpacked furniture yet. He looked at me and said, "Thank you for giving me chance even though you were scared." Told him, "Thank you for being patient while I figured out how to stop being angry and start being happy." He kissed me and said, "You deserve to be angry after everything you went through, but you also deserve to be happy now." That's when I really understood that my anger had served a purpose, had protected me when I needed protection. But I didn't need it anymore. Didn't need walls and defenses and constant vigilance with someone who had proven himself safe. Started writing book about my journey, from anger to acceptance, from walls to vulnerability, from trauma to healing, about how feminism and calling out toxic behavior is important. But so is recognizing healthy behavior when you see it. About how not all men are the enemy. Some men are just trying to be good people, and they deserve recognition for that. About how healing trauma means learning to tell difference between past danger and present safety. My agent loved it, said it was the kind of nuanced take on modern relationships that people needed to hear. Some of my old feminist friends called it betrayal, said I was promoting the idea that women should give men chances they don't deserve. But I wasn't saying give every man a chance. I was saying recognize the good ones when they show up consistently. Nathan read every chapter as I wrote it, gave feedback, supported me through vulnerable parts where I had to be really honest. Never once made it about him. Never took credit for fixing me. Never acted like he was my savior. Just celebrated my growth and my healing, and my willingness to be open about the journey. Book came out a year later. Made some waves. Got some great reviews. Got some angry reviews from people who thought I'd sold out. But I also got emails from women saying it helped them. Helped them see their own patterns. Helped them open up to good men. Got emails from men saying thank you for acknowledging that some men are trying to be better, trying to be healthy partners. That mattered more than criticism from people who wanted me to stay angry forever, because it fit their narrative. 2 years in with Nathan, we were at same friend's birthday party where we'd met, surrounded by same people. Someone asked how we made it work, how we stayed happy when so many couples they knew were miserable. Nathan said, we choose each other every day, and we don't let past hurt dictate our present relationship. I added, and I had to learn that being vulnerable isn't weak. It's actually the bravest thing you can do. Later that night, walking home through Brooklyn streets, holding hands, Nathan asked, do you still look for red flags? Thought about it honestly. Sometimes, yeah, old habits die hard. But now I also look for green flags. Pause. And you've given me so many green flags that the red flag detector barely goes off anymore. He laughed. Where are my green flags? Told him, you're consistent. You follow through. You respect my boundaries. You support my work. You love your family. You're patient with my healing. You don't get defensive when I'm scared. You just keep showing up. Pause. You're exactly who you said you were on date one. 2 years later. No mask, no act, just you. He stopped walking, turned to me right there on sidewalk. I want to keep showing up for rest of our lives. Pulled out ring box from his jacket pocket. Got down on one knee right there on corner of 7th Avenue. Will you marry me? Started crying immediately. All the emotions flooding through me. Remembering where I was 2 years ago. How angry I was. How closed off. How sure I was that all men were trash and love was scam. How I almost pushed him away 100 times because I was too scared to believe someone could actually love me. Said yes through tears. Let him put ring on my finger. Kissed him while people walking by cheered and clapped. Realized in that moment that my anger had been protecting me from getting hurt. But it was also protecting me from this. From joy. From connection. From partnership. From the kind of love that shows up consistently even when it's hard. Present day, writing this from our apartment. Planning wedding for next summer. Living life I never thought I'd have. Still feminist. Still calling out toxic behavior. Still writing about gender issues and relationship dynamics. But now I also write about healing. About growth. About learning to recognize healthy love when it shows up. About how anger is valid response to trauma. But it doesn't have to be a permanent state of being. About how walls we build to protect ourselves can also become prisons that keep us alone. Nathan is in other room making dinner, singing badly to himself, being same person he was on day one. No mask ever dropped. No other shoe ever fell. No red flags ever materialized beyond ones I invented. He was just a good person who liked me and was willing to wait while I figured out how to let him in. Think about how many good men are out there struggling, being dismissed, being told their pain doesn't matter. Nathan has had his own struggles with mental health, with pressure to be strong, with feeling like he can't be vulnerable. But he's had people in his life who supported him, who let him be human, who didn't punish him for having feelings. That's what made him healthy enough to be a good partner, to show up consistently, to love me through my healing. Think about how my anger and walls were hurting me, but could have also hurt him if I kept pushing. If I'd succeeded in pushing him away, I would have lost the best thing that ever happened to me. And I would have told myself it was because all men are trash. Would have used it as proof that I was right to be angry. But I would have been wrong. Would have been the one who sabotaged something real because I was too scared to try. That's what I want people to understand. Anger is protective, but it's not sustainable. It's not a way to live forever. At some point, if you want real connection, real love, real partnership, you have to take risk of being vulnerable. You have to learn to tell difference between someone who's genuinely unsafe and someone who's genuinely good. You have to do the work of healing your trauma so it doesn't destroy your future. Not every man deserves that chance. Not every man has earned your trust, but some do, and you'll never find them if you're too angry to see them clearly when they show up. My anger protected me when I needed protection.